If you love headphones, you know it. Now, smartphone don't have anymore any jack output, so will be very hard to run or handle a good headphones, also normal one, without. I had to buy something like that. This small cable from Amazon costed probably 10 bucks. Is good with this adapter 3.5 for my headphone, so can I connect my headphone, plug it in my smartphone and just use it. It's nice, it's okay, it's working, but I don't like it. It's not this the quality that I want, and actually sometimes I feel a lot of distortion coming from something like that, something cheap that is not for me. I mean, I would like to have good quality because I love to have good quality sound when I hear for my headphones. So I had to look for something with a better sound quality, something portable, something that you can carry with you without any problem, something small, something elegant, and probably, why not, with a good price. And today we are going to review the Hip Dac2. So a small jump and let's do it. Hip Dac2 is the second generation of Hi-Fi portable DAC entry level and is coming now with a new CPU, 16 core and full MQA decoding, and has a retail price around 190 bucks. Hip Dac1 was absolutely a best buy, and fortunately I got one from a friend that I could test it and also compare it with number 2. Every time I pronounce Hip Dac, I don't know why I think to HIFIMAN. Anyway, Hip Dac2 doubled processing capability, upgrading the XMOS CPU from 8 core to 16. Hi-Fi kept same bar brown DAC together with the same dual amplification circuitry and improved the crystal technology for better jitter and less digital distortion. Aesthetically, they are the same, small, elegant, same weight and size, but now you got this beautiful sunset orange that I really preferred and is really lovely. Aluminum case, very solid, and I have to say also that it never heats up, also when we're driving more complicated headphones like low sensitivity headphones or with high impedance. So small that fit in your hands, really lovely. Also if we compare it with smartphone size, as you see how small it is. One funny thing, when I took it with me at work, everybody was saying, oh, what's that, a smartphone portable battery or what's that? I say, no, it's a headphone amplifier. I say, huh? Headphone amplifier and you can listen better? I say, oh yeah, absolutely. Hip Dac2 circuitry is based on balanced difference design for reduced noise and crosstalk. Very clean also inside with high quality components. Custom Hi-Fi OV op amp, TDK class 1 ceramic capacitors and low noise power supply IC from Texas Instruments. Can deliver 400 mW into 30 ohm and also high voltage 6.3 volt into 600 ohm. And that's a pretty good power because actually I was driving with the HE6, that's the HIFIMAN planar magnetic headphones, and this is to drive is hard because you need at least 2 watts. But I could listen in music and enjoy music without problem. Of course was not playing loud, okay? I had to reach 100% of the power, and nice to see that at 100% of the power was not so loud, but I got any distortion, so good. Same things with the Biodynamic DT 990. Also I reached 100%, was not loud, was okay, but I got any distortion, and in my opinion this is something really positive. But moving on something a little bit more light, like the Sennheiser 300 ohm impedance, the 800S, and for example also the HIFIMAN HE400 SE stealth design, beautiful headphones. review, you can find it in the description. We reviewed it last week, so go to look it and subscribe to the channel to support my work. With these two type of headphones I could really enjoy the Hip Dac2, so be sure to not exceed with the Hip Dac2 capability of 400 milliwatt in 32 ohm and also 6.2 volt in 600 ohm. So I will stay around something like that, not more than 300 ohm, and also something that is more difficult to drive, like planar magnetic headphones like the 400E. The device is what I call plug and play. Not plug and pray, but plug and play. It's meaning just plug it and you are ready to go and use it. It's coming with 3 cables, one for charge the hip deck and 2 for data transfer. We have one for the smartphone with a USB-C input output and one with a normal USB ports if you want to connect it, for example, to your computer. What I like is that the female is on the cable and the male on the hip DAC. It will give you more stability and also it will avoid any accidental disconnections of the cable. You got a little bit of play here, but I think that they did it like that to give a little bit more space for bigger cable, and I also tried to move it during my listening sections and absolutely any problem, so don't worry about it. So in the box you got only the OTG on the go USB adapter, so for iPhone be sure to have at least the USB camera adapter cable. Under the LED charging we found also a charging status LED that will flash when it's charging. On the front we have a power match on off that is look like has the ability to detect your headphones impedance and automatically set the gain to the appropriate value. Next we have the X-Bass, or what I like to call turbo bass boost, that according to the manufacturers is all analog and is helping headphones that have lack of bass response. To be honest, I don't use it because most of the time I'm fine with the bass of the headphones. You know that I'm not one that like too much bass. I prefer to have something more balanced, something more natural, but it's nice to have this dedicated extra bass boost button very quickly, especially if you don't like to equalize and lose your time to trying to get a better headphones bass with equalization. So you come here, you just push these buttons and you are fine. How it's working, is good or not, we will see it later in the review. Then we have the on, off and volume knobs. God, I love it. It's small and pretty, and soon you will wear your headphones. The only things that you would like to do is to play with. You give power, come back, give power, come back. I was playing with it. It's very nice, very smooth. Maybe just a little bit too much, as we will see it later, but I had a lot of fun. And actually, you will be impressed of how many power you can get from this small volume knob, and actually it is very small device. External to the volume knobs also we have 2 LED, color LED. It is giving you an extra information on the audio format that you are playing. Yellow and white for PCM, cayenne and red for DSD, green, blue and magenta for MQA. Just be sure to have the last firmware installed. Take a look of the IFI website and follow the instructions. The instructions from IFI are really well done, and I personally tested and I could able to install and upgrade the firmware without any problem. I will let the link in the description if you need it. And in the end we have the output balanced 4.4 Pentacon headphone output and the standard 3.5, so be sure to purchase a 6.3 adapter in case you need it. Playing with the Hip Dac2 is only about having fun. I really use it every day, also when I'm on the computer editing or when I write my script. I always do. Since I have this, I always use it because you plug it, tuck, and you are ready. You don't have to do nothing and don't worry about nothing. And I actually had enough power to drive any type of headphone. That means that it's not only portable, it's something that you can use it also at home. Battery life I tested and we are around 8 hours. Manufacturer claims 7 hours, so things are matching. And what I think that are fine. 8 hours in my opinion are good amount of battery life. What you think about it, let me know in the description. As soon you enable the turbo bass boost, as I measure and as you can see, are giving you 10 dB extra on the low frequencies. I found that 10 dB personally for my taste is a little bit too much because okay, as you know, sound is taste, right? So I understand IFI that want to giving you this impact on the kick drums, impact in the bass frequencies on the sound stage. So as soon you enable, you had this feeling, this big impact that something is changed, right? But what if you can, for example, press one time and have something like 5 dB, press two time, have something to like 10? This will be very nice, I think. But in any way, I don't use it. I found that 10 dB is a little bit too much, especially with some headphones. That's when you give 10 dB, they start to have a little bit of distortion. So be sure to use it with headphones that they really need it, because most of the time I saw, especially with the headphones that I have here at home, take the 400 SE for example, that they don't need 10 dB, we need something like 3-5 maximum. But I understand that 10 dB with some headphones will be probably the right amount of bass, especially if you love to listening for hip hop music, that they have or they need this extra sub bass power. It will give you a good punch, it will be very deep, you will have very extra sound stage that in my opinion you will enjoy. As I always say, sound is based on personal taste, so it's nice to see that IFI at least is thinking to everybody. About the balanced output Pentacon, I don't use it generally, but it's nice to have it, and that is missing the 6.3mm and you will need an adapter. Actually also it's not a problem there because they wanted to maintain the small size of the device, so it's okay, I'm fine with this. About the volume knobs, as I told you, I would like to have it probably just a little bit harder, not so much, because if you do it hard then probably someone it will complain. But what has happened to me is that sometimes I found myself wearing my headphones and swore to have all the amount of power because accidentally What I want to say is that before to press play, be sure to check where is the volume knob to avoid any full power on your ears. That is not nice. It will be nice to have something that it will just fix my volume knob at the level that I want. So that's where my drawback, so really small things. So now let's move on the real review, sound quality. Overall tonality is warm. What I mean with warm, that you feel that the bass is a little bit more pronounced, not too much, just a little bit to giving you a little bit of body, and also the sound stage is a little bit more pronounced rather than the imaging. But in the same time, Hip Dac2 is also balanced and natural and is letting any type of headphone so express himself with the ability to express himself. What I mean with this is, I mean that if you have for example, a headphones like the 800S that is beautiful with soundstage and also with imaging, something very hard review is coming, but the 800S is able to do this, you will have the feeling that with the IFI Hip Dac2 you are not going to lose this special characteristic of this type of headphone. So from this point of view, I found that is very well done. But as I say, the tonality is warm, a little bit more pronounced in the bass, and the feeling that the soundstage is a little bigger, a little bit nice. So it's this type of sound quality, sound tonality with this beautiful effect that is something that you need in everyday listening sections, and a little bit less in a critical listening section. You have this sense of full body together with a good transparency in all sound. The slightly warm bass balances the whole scene with a good impact, not huge and full of textures, but still defined and solid. Vocal and instruments are well defined and really enjoyable. And voices are more airy rather than extended, but still very natural and with a perfect timbre. Like for example in Billie Eilish's song NDA, beautiful airy voices, very closer with a nice bass keeping the whole song rhythm. Instrument sounds probably a little bit tighter, closer together rather than a big separation, but still with a nice transparency and natural tonality. But actually I found instruments like violins that sound more sweet and enjoyable, and that's something that I really like because it's giving me, because I don't listen too much for violins and classic music with violins, so with this I couldn't enjoy more, to have this like this sweetness, this nuance that I really like it. Treble are not emphasized, very composed and with a good extension considering the price range. With beautiful breath, details and high notes feel more natural than forwardness. In terms of imaging, you don't got this black hole feelings, let's call it like that, or pitch black like in Vin Diesel film. God, I love this film. Between notes, instruments and vocals. But Hip Dac2 prefer a more soundstage, bigger soundstage rather than a imaging. And that's make actually music genre like pop, hip hop, rock, heavy metal more enjoyable. So I have a normal smartphone with a 3.5 output and these mini adapters, $10 on Amazon. I will not lose my time to speak about sound quality comparison because there is a difference like night and day. So in my opinion something like that is not good. It's not something that you can use. You can use it if you want, but from my point of view it's not the quality that I'm looking for. Device, I have the Hip Dac1 that we will going to compare it right now with the Hip Dac2 to see what are the difference. Third parts device from also other brands. At the moment I don't have it. I hope to have it here in the future so we can also compare the Hip Dac with them. With the Hip Dac1 difference are not small actually. The sound is more cleaner with more textures, a better intelligibility and imaging, but what they really improve in my opinion is the bass control, where now is more detailed and has better authority. And I could hear this difference actually in a A/B test without any problem. But if you are not a critical listener, probably the difference are small that you cannot focus too much on it, especially if you buy something like that for enjoy the music. So Hip Dac1 in my opinion is still a best buy, but there are big improvement in my opinion with the Hip Dac2. In imaging, in bass control, these are actually not small improvements. So Hip Dac2 is a better device, but Hip Dac1 is still a good device. So in the end I can recommend this portable device absolutely. I love it. This is something that is coming always with me when I have my smartphone and my headphones. Actually we didn't speak about IAM. I don't have it, unfortunately, I don't use it, but I hope in the future to have some to test it. It's small, is portable, is fit in your hands and in your pocket without any problem, and is giving you finally the good, the right sound quality that you need to enjoy at the best your music. From it out is everything. I hope you enjoyed the video. Click the bell to get the notification every time I upload a video and subscribe to my channel to support my work and grow up together. Ciao ciao.